you know what? You're gonna be happy for this. For everyone who hates that user, which I now kinda hate Dan Sobel. You want to know why I decided to cut ties and hate Dan Sobel, you may ask? It's because he did some terrible things in the past, because back in 2021 he did say the N-word once or twice, whatever that is, and he was making grounding threats back then. He was screaming at Devin Osborne, and Vinny the social media guy, back in September of 2022, and back in July of 2024, he was changing his pajamas in front of the kids on TikTok, and Dan Sobel was naked on Google Memes, which that's pretty gross, kind of. Well, mostly it is a lot gross for everybody. For me, kind of, including the when Dan Sobel was changing his pajamas. It is kind of gross sometimes, but yeah. And he said the N-word, and he's just making a lot of grounding threats, and he did some bad things as well. So the only thing I only prefer about I kind of don't like Dan Sobel, except his Blue's Clues letter segments and made letters for me and Taste Test videos and stuff like that. Those I only prefer about it. And so yeah, but right now I'm deciding not liking Dan Sobel. So nowadays, I now hate Dan Sobel. So I already block him and unsubscribe to his channel. And the reasons why, the only reasons why I hate Dan Sobel has nothing to do with what he did wrong. The only reasons why I cut ties is because some of the YouTubers had lost my respect on Dan Sobel. So I have no choice, but I had to cut ties and block Dan Sobel. That's the reasons why I hate Dan Sobel mostly. Well, because he did a lot of he does some terrible things, does some bad things, or a lot of terrible things anyways. Well, he also does some good stuff, but I don't really care, except the letter segments and his Blue's Clues stuff. I'm fine if if he does like kids shows, that's fine, but that's his choice. But yeah, that's just not the only thing I don't like about Dan Sobel is he was doing some terrible things. So I now hate him for good, kind of. Well, I just now hate Dan Sobel until further notice. Well, or maybe for good, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll hate him forever, but I'm just gonna have to let it be. So yeah. So if Ron Silva and anybody who hates me, if you're watching this, I no longer liking Dan Sobel because of what I've done in the past. So nowadays he's kind of a man-child or a pedophile. So yeah. But if everyone who are neutral to Dan Sobel, if you're watching this, which is Amanda Cartwright, some other users, I still like you guys, but opinion handled on Dan Sobel. So if I was gonna say next time, say cow if you like Dan Sobel, say bull if you hate Dan Sobel. I'm just gonna type bull for now on. So yeah, and I will have to, and I'm not gonna make any more letters since he doesn't. Well, right now I don't mind his videos are gone, except he doesn't. And I'm not gonna delete any of Dan Sobel's Blue's Clues letter segments when he made a letter for me. Even though I do hate Dan Sobel, well, right now I kind of do hate Dan Sobel, except his letter segments to me, that is. So yeah, the only thing I only prefer about him is he made a letter segment to me. Those stuff I only prefer. And if he likes kids shows, I don't really care. That's fine, in my opinion. So yeah. And if you guys like him, if anyone who are neutral to Dan Sobel, that's fine, but I respect your opinion, including you, Amanda Cartwright. If you guys like him, if you were neutral to him, I respect your opinion, including Jennifer Manning or SKNY 1996. If you're watching this who are neutral to Dan Sobel, I respect your opinion. If you do like Dan Sobel, opinion handle. Or Abby Hatcher fan, if you're watching this, I respect your opinion if you like Dan Sobel, which I don't really care about him anymore, except his letter segments. So yeah. So I now kind of do hate Dan Sobel for good, kind of. Well, I'm not sure for now on, but I might. But most I'm gonna hate him, kind of. But only what he did some bad things, only that is. So yeah, right now I decided to cut ties Dan Sobel because he did some bad things. Because he was screaming at Devin Osborne. He does some swear words as well. He also said the N-word. So yeah. I don't know if he had a right to say the N-word, but I don't care if he does swear words, so yeah. Which I don't do swear words or the N-word at all, so yeah. But even though I'm no longer liking Dan Sobel, but I'm not gonna delete my Blues Clues letter segment that has Dan Sobel. So yeah, I'm no longer liking Dan Sobel, except I'm not sure if I'll cut ties him in a car trek. I think the only thing I only hate is just Dan Sobel now. I kinda don't like what Dan Sobel did some bad things. Cause I only hate Dan Sobel for this terrible stuff only. I don't know about the good stuff, but except one thing I only prefer is he made a letter segment to me only. Those stuff, the only thing I only prefer, I just now hate Dan Sobel except he made a letter for me and stuff like that, so yeah. Or if he has his taste, well, he doesn't have his YouTube channel anymore anyway, so right now since he doesn't have any videos on his channel anymore, well, I do kind of glad he does not have any videos. So Dan Sobel, if you're watching this, I really had no choice, but I'm afraid we're no longer friends anymore for right now, just for right now, until further notice. So yeah. So goodbye, Dan Sobel, and good riddance. So yeah, thanks for watching. And I hope other YouTubers who like me, especially, and Ryan Silva, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry for me supporting like Dan Sobel. I now hate him, kind of, except the only thing I only prefer about him is his letter segments to me. So yeah, I really don't like him anymore. I don't know if I hate him big time, just for a little bit, because he only prefer when he made a letter segment to me. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.